Well, hello there. Haven't seen this angle in a minute, have you? Let me stop this over here. Okay, we are going to make ourselves a hat. I haven't done that in a while. I've been working on some cross stitching, rotating through my cross stitching again. So let me rearrange some of this so I can do stuff accordingly. We have this cake. I made one hat out of it, so I'm going to just keep going with this, see what it brings me. There's my white mark way over here. I always like working on the white mark. The white mark, the white John. Alright. Okay, let me do that so I can sit down. It's quite a cramped space over here. So, anyway, I can knit a hat and I can talk to you at the same time as some stuff that's going on. It is Saturday. We have a 3-day weekend from Martin Luther. Concentrate on this here and I'll be with you in a moment. One little mistake drops stitches and then it's like, alright. But, I do have a video up that shows my wall of yarn. Alright, and we're off and running. So this thinner yarn is good for double-sided beanies or inside-out beanies, reversible beanies, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, I have to sit there and twirl this because it doesn't want to, I don't have any kind of a stand that self-guides it out. Let me turn my heater to make it pay attention to me. Oops, I don't want that. I want rotation. There we go. So I've been sitting here and cross-stitching and watching a gal that I just found. Her videos are anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours and over 3 hours. She keeps saying, well, I'm going to make this a real quick video, and then she gets into her little resin stuff. All she does is resin. She goes to thrift stores, upcycles, all this stuff. Her accent's awesome. But if you want to look up the channel, Southern Lady Artistic Creations, you will find her. Beth is her name. Sometimes she'll start off her video and all you see is from her nose up to her forehead because she's about to bring the camera down so you can see what she's doing. But lot of neat ideas. She works with soft clay, moldable clay, and then she makes things out of that and then she'll paint them. A lot of neat creative ways, putting stuff inside of jars and what have you, so it's interesting to see everybody's ideas. I haven't played with resin in probably over a year now because I only do it during the summer. It's too expensive to warm up these rooms. And I have an oak desk where the heater blows into, but I'm not about to, go over there and undo my oak desk just to get that ready for that. So it'd be easier during the summertime where this room it naturally heats without spending all the money on the heater for wintertime. But order some more resin from Temu. I got like 4 orders of Temu coming in, so you're going to have to stay tuned for that. I got a bunch of little basket things that I'm going to use underneath my kitchen sink. I have these large black mats underneath the meant the bathroom sink. Yeah, I'm organizing, but under the kitchen sink I have large black mats to put underneath because all it is chipboard and it's been dripping for ages before I got here. It's all gross, so I'm going to put that on there. Just keep myself busy. It's the main thing. I have to continue doing my wall of yarn. I bought only 2 skeins. I've been a good girl, but it's skeins I wouldn't have, like white, sparkly. I like that kind. so I buy it when I see it. I have to wet this desk down in order for this damn thing to adhere, and it doesn't always adhere. So that's what I'm doing to make the... That's why I got my money back on this damn machine. It was just like, I don't know if people use it and they return it if the little feet don't want to stick. So annoying. They don't test things before they send them back out if somebody returns them. But they just told me to keep it and they gave me my money back. And I was like, well, see how long it lasts. I wanted to get a 22 peg so I can do socks, but the way that these are going, I know it's a Centro thing, not a Temu thing, but yeah. So yep, here we go. We're gonna have this kind of greenish, and then it's gonna go into this mustard yellowish thing. I've got a bunch of, I did a video on, I got a bunch of wooden buttons. They're gonna go good on these. Instead of those tags that say made with love and they have a heart and they're upside down one way and upside down the other, and I've been cutting those tags in half. The only live I haven't done was diamond painting, but I figured since barely anybody's there with cross stitching, you know, diamond painting or whatever is not going to make a difference. Because a lot of people come in my room when I'm doing lives, but nobody talks. Or they'll say, hey, how you doing? They'll ask a stupid question. I'll have to kick them out. And then it's down to nothing. So even if I do a short to tell them when I'm going to do a live tonight, not everybody can make it. So instead of a stitch with me, I figured I'd do a knit with me. Ha ha ha. Of course, if you do too much yarn out, it will tangle, just like cross stitching. So you gotta be careful. So these beanies take 125, and they're much easier to do. Reversible. Do not use that squirrel thread, that thicker, sparkly, fuzzy thread from Temu. That is way too thick. I did a double on that one. I didn't care for it, but that's why I'm giving some things away so I can sit there and figure out what I like and don't like. Okay, we're going to get in the mustard yellow here pretty soon. If you have any ideas of how to put my ball of yarn, skein of yarn onto something so I don't have to keep getting slack every time. I've seen some, I'm not going to go out and buy holders, but I thought about taking a skewer and putting it in between my basket, and so having, and then skewing it through the roll and then just having the roll move, but that still has tension. It's still gonna grab. Okay, we're going into the yellow now. But yeah, this gets annoying. You have to do this every few minutes. Come on, stop. I have one of those bags that have 6 holes and it zips closed from Temu. It was a freebie, has all the pockets and stuff, and even put it in there, it's just so big, it can't flop around freely, and you still have to get slack. So here comes that mustard yellow. I don't know if you can see it yet, but we're getting there. And then it's going to go into some sort of orange red unless there's something between this and that changes too. And this is good exercise too. Oops. Keeps coming out of my, come on, tension guide. So what have you guys been doing? Do you have any plans? Do you have a long weekend, or do you have to work? Anything special? I'm just going to stay home and do the things that I keep saying I'm going to do and then never get done. So I have dishes. I keep filling it up with warm water, and then I go get stuff done, forget about them. In fact, you know what? Last night I had one of those ham and cheese things, and I put it in the microwave, and then I took it out because it was kind of hot to eat. Uh-oh. Just a minute. Something is going weird here. Okay, good. It's got that one. I forgot about it. And I was laying in bed. It was like 9:30, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot it. So this morning, I was making my coffee. I just put it in there for a few seconds. Yeah, still forgot it. It's still in the microwave right now. This is stupid. I can't remember it. Yes, I can pause you and go get it. I have to reheat it and stand there literally till it's done. It's like my stomach's growling. I'm like, oh, I keep forgetting to eat. What a weird thing to forget about, huh? Here's that yellow. See it now? Pretty how it just goes like that. So yeah, summertime I'll be doing the resin. There'll be one more project. So I have looming, cross stitching, diamond painting, peyote beads. I won't do peyote beads anymore until I get my mat from Temu, which is in the state next to me. So it's going to be next week sometime. They say until like the 24th until they refund me. So I have like 3 orders in the state next to me, and I just ordered a 4th order last night. I have some more molds for resin coming in, which I haven't ordered in over a year. So I've been a good girl because I haven't played with it. Alright, so let me go refresh my coffee. Go grab that ham and cheese thingy. I'll pause you guys. Something went weird here. Sometimes some of these strings, yarn pieces will get caught in the air, and as you're stitching, it will pucker up like that, and that's your clue to go in there and either go underneath and cut it, I've noticed, or something. So yeah. Alright, let me go pause you because I keep saying I'm going to pause you, and if I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. So I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. No. Mufasa, look. Guess who's joining us? It's because he wants that sun right there. So, I only have so many minutes. And then I let the cats in here for a couple of hours while they get their sun. And then I go out and go do something. Come on, Moof. You want out? There you go. Come on, Zeef. Go inside. Come on, sun. Come on. Zeef doesn't want in yet. They're waiting by the door. It's like, well, I'll wait until the sun gets to a certain area, and then they can have it. And then that forces me to go do something else. So, finally, he did my ham and cheese. Pretty yellow, huh? Make sure my light wasn't on. Yeah, when the sun, it's probably about 10:30 now. Let me see here. 10:50. So, the sun is, normally it would be 10:30. It would be down here on the floor, and now it's a little bit later. But I'm waiting until there's more sun on the floor so they can all come in here and do their thing. So I'll have to move all this. We're at 48. But, oh, here comes the dark, or the lighter yellow now. See how this is puckering right there? I realized that it was puckering too late, and it finally snapped off, but still. Oop, stay, yo. Yeah, we've been having 45 to 50 degree weathers. Mostly sunny like today. At night it's in the 20s, frosty. But our mountains, I was looking at it on the way to work, and you can see the mountain through the snow. It's very patchy. So that's not good for us as far as wildfires. We've had our fair share of wildfires to where the mountain that I was looking at, there was a fire that started over there. And it came over this side of the mountain, and it burned all the way until 3 miles from McDonald's, which it would be. So, and it's like, okay. Because there's a field right outside of town, and it houses our radio station tower. And some people advertise their bulletins, and they have cows in there sometimes, and what have you. And both sides of our highway are fields like that with tall grass, dry, everything. So this year they just started to do some backburning over on the side street next to that field, which is our old lumber mill. We had a lumber mill for many years. That's been closed down. Don't know what came of that. But that's where a lot of the firefighters and stuff will stage whenever we have a major fire here. But they started backburning at that mill area because a lot of the homeless will go over there and try to get into that mill, big metal building. You know what sawmills are like. So we've had a few fires over there before. So this year, a few weeks ago, they started backburning that area. So I think it's very wise that they go around and ask the landowners, hey, let's go ahead and do a controlled backburn, train our men and women, you know, like this field, 3 miles from town or 8 miles from town or whatever, and give us that buffer instead of having to wait. Because, you know, you have the winds and everything else, it's going to spark and bring it over elsewhere and have spot fires. So I haven't seen anything else done. They're doing more control burns out in the forest way somewhere else. You know, control burns. But that's no different from around here. I thought there would be a maintenance crew that goes around and sees all the trees, the tree limbs that are growing into power lines and cable lines and stuff. Obviously cable isn't that big of a deal, but power lines. But then there's a little whatever fine line that says our property, your property, county property, blah blah blah. So when I first moved in here about 8 years ago, there was a street light right across from me that was out, and it looks like some birds nested in it, whatnot. And they built a complex. It was a very old house there. They tore that down. A company bought it, rebuilt some complexes there, and that street light wasn't working. So I called up our electrical company and I said, here's the situation. And they're like, exactly what's that address? I said, well, here's my address, and it's directly across the way, and there's the new the new townhouses, whatever you want to call them, are right there. So it's right there. And so she goes, well, I'll go ahead, and I don't think that's ours. I think it's private property. But I'm going to have to look it up and see, because it may be up to those people. It's like, no, it's on the sidewalk. So that's county. Everybody has their fences of where it's their yard versus county. And city, I should say city. So they finally figured it out and came out and replaced it. It's like, yeah, come on, seriously? We have property lines for a reason, so we can say, that's your property, this is mine. You fix that, I'll fix this. Isn't that a pretty color coming out too? I like how it did that. Look at the 3 different. That's pretty. Alright. I'm going to make this my last, whenever I use up the slack here, I'm going to make this my last, and then I'm going to go allow the cats to come in here, and I'm going to go in the living room and take care of my wool of yarn. And let them do their thing. I'm going to do my thing. So let me move this. I was going to take the central off the table, but I decided to put the bucket on the table. Once I get down it, I'll put the bucket on the table like everything else. They can be here for a few hours, get their sun. I can go out and go do my thing. And everybody is happy. Let me turn this off. So the sun's going to be going from, oops, sorry. from there all the way to the door. So I just let them do their thing in here. Move the chair out of the way, it's blocking a lot of the sun. Move this out of the way so I have more room. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Comments, questions, leave them down below. If you have any ideas what you want me to do for live, there's all sorts of projects. I'll see what I can do. I need more comments and conversations going on in this channel. And hopefully we can pick up. I've had a lot of subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Thank you all who recently subscribed. I even met some of you in live, and that's just really encouraging. So I will probably see you tonight at 7. Depends what the mood I'm in. But until then, bye-bye.